Most days I can go all day sometimes without thinking about it. There might be a day or two where I'm thinking a lot about it. Mental illness is just like any other disease, like a diabetic or somebody with spinal bifida or something. You have to learn to live within it.
Paranoid schizophrenia means that the person has hallucinations and delusions that are paranoid in their content. So hallucinations that are paranoid would be that they would hear things that make them think people are against them or out to hurt them. Because the main hallucination of schizophrenics is auditory hallucinations.
There's parts of my illness that will never go away. It's better some days than others. Like I have a delusional thought that one arm's white and one arm's black, and it answers things for me. The doctors told me that may never go away, but there's days where it's better.
Hello, I'm here to pick up my medication, Terry Bibbin.
Yep. When I very first met Terry, he had come in for walk-ins, and I remember he was just really open and honest about having schizophrenia. He was just so warm and likable. Like, that was the first things I noticed about him, was almost endearing. Terry has an endearing quality to him, and so I just immediately had respect for him by the way he was so open about his illness.
A typical day I get up, depending on whether I'm functional or not. Some days I get up, I pace through the house because I'm too afraid to get out. On my good days when I am functional, I get out and I go to my clubhouse. I go to church. I walk Nikki.
Nikki, come on. Oh. Nikki, come here. Don't get around that cat.
I make sure that me and Nikki get a treat out. We go down to Thornton's and get a chili dog. And the chili dogs you can get, they're about that long, and I put chili, onions, and cheese on them. When I find that, I tend to sacrifice that $1.50 or $2 to have that entertainment, just so that I'm not so stressed out from whatever's bothering me that day.
I don't know how our relationship built between us, but it just did. And in October of that same year, we started a thing on Wednesday nights, groups. And it started out with 3 people, and he was the first of the 3. He told me that religion triggered his illness, and so we were really careful to not talk about God that much.
The mission has helped me to release some of the emotions that I have bottled up. They helped me to get over my anger and gave me a place to go and to work out my problems.
It seems like your medication's working really well. I couldn't, by sitting here talking to you, I would never know that you're trouble with schizophrenia.
Yeah.
I don't know a lot about it, but you seem to be doing fine.
I met Terry because he started to come here to see Abigail, and then we got him involved in volunteering in a couple different ways, one of which was food service.
I tend to function better when I don't isolate myself. Sometimes you can get in your head just a little bit too much, and then you can overwhelm yourself with problems.
There was one day this lady Judy was giving her testimony here, and in 2 minutes of her giving her testimony, he ran out the door crying. And so I went out after him, and he was just sobbing. And he just said he understood her story because she had so much pain in her story. When Judy was through giving her testimony, we went back in and we sat down with him and asked him. We just listened to him. He almost like confessed all of his sins in some way. And that night, we just asked him if he wanted to ask Jesus, and he said yes.
I woke up in a good mood. I've been praying last 3 days I woke up in excellent moods. I'm not afraid to get out. I'm not feeling as paranoid about anything. I'm pretty skeptical of the stuff, but something's working in my favor, and I've been praying about it, and nothing else worked before. I know a little bit of it, or a lot of it's the medication working.
The day he moved, he comes in the door. He said, Abigail, my black and white arms are gone. His black and white arms had not been gone since I met him. I haven't seen him have extreme paranoia the same way he had in the past. I've seen a drastic change, and he'll tell you that it's due to his medication, but I know that he didn't up his medication until after he moved. And so I really feel like moving was huge for his illness, and also I think God also has something to do with that.
I hope to get on Craigslist and maybe get a fence to put up back here, because they give away wood all the time on Craigslist, and put a fence up back here. My friend Leslie is here. I've known her 3 years. She's a really good friend. Connie, BJ, and Les, and Bobby live over here, and they've got a little boy. I call them about every day, and we talk, but we don't get to see each other too much because they're so busy, most of the time.
I don't know what you're having.
Hello, how you doing?
Hey, how you doing?
Pretty good. How are you?
Staying warm.
Yeah, I hear you. Is Charlotte and them not here?
Charlotte?
Yeah, the two white-headed ladies that I hang out with.
I haven't seen them. I haven't seen them yet.
How's everybody doing tonight? Thank you for coming out tonight, and thank you for coming to join us in worship, because that's why we're here. We want to love each other, and we want to love God. Majesty, worship His majesty.
I went to Monday night's group, and my two lady friends, they're no longer coming there, so I may give up that group. I've always thought that God existed. I only think He does so much these days. I don't believe that He's going to heal my mental illness. He can make it better eventually, but first I have to work through all the problems that I have.
Short of an all-out miracle, they're not ever going to be restored to full optimal functioning. Their brains are irreparably damaged. But they can improve, and there may be no limit to improvement over time, but it's not ever going to get back to normal.
I feel a little angry that my life has been the way it has been because of my illness. I don't think I've been given a fair shake at life. I don't live in the greatest neighborhood. I don't have a GED. I'm not into college. I've got so much going against me that I have to make things turn around somehow for myself. Good girl. Sit. Good girl. It's all right. It's not cold out. Are you cold, girl?
There's a coffee house at Embrace Church, and he helped Joseph put it on. He was in charge there. He was second in command there. And he was like, this is so cool. And I said, what did you love most about that night? And he said that my friends were there. And I said, see, Terry, if you wait long enough, God will provide. But sometimes that waiting is so hard. And I think it's even harder for someone who has suffered a lot in their life and they're waiting for the goodness. And I think this is just the beginning for Terry.
Okay. All right, y'all ready?
Ready. You show us the
Going in
ropes.
for a hot dog. The best hot dogs in the world, guys. I recommend them. Chili is... Do y'all still have the chili?
We don't have chili anymore.
Don't have chili anymore. Oh, well then we'll have to do with onions and cheese.
That sounds good to me.
My prayer for Terry, and I really believe this for Terry, I believe that God's going to continue the work that he began in his life, because God cares that he is lonely, and God cares that he wants purpose.
My doctor tried to explain to me that people have problems too. Even the most happiest person has problems. And I never thought that way. I thought everybody else was happy. I was the only one depressed and didn't have anything. You're not happy every day. As long as I can function every day and still be depressed or upset or something, then I'm still functioning the right way. When I get far out there and out of no man's land, thinking all this crazy stuff, and that's when I don't do good. It's just my perception of what the world was not what it was meant to be. I am a happy person sometimes. Sometimes I'm not. I don't like being alone so much. I wish I had more friends to hang out with. But maybe this summer I will.